Hello there everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Clarissa, and on this channel I love to do pick a card readings and anything spirituality based. Right now really enjoying doing the pick a card readings once a week for you guys. So this week's pick a card is focused around messages from your higher self. So I was really wanting to channel messages from your higher self to provide you with guidance, some comfort, any messages that you're really needing to hear right now to help you along your way. So if you're new to pick a card readings, the way that this is going to work is you will either pick pile 1, 2, or 3, and we'll go over each pile here in a minute, but you really just need to pick based off of your intuition and what is, drawing you the most. So whatever you're the most drawn to is what I advise to pick. And I truthfully don't believe that you can pick incorrectly if you're listening to yourself. If you get into the reading and it's just not resonating with you at all, there is nothing wrong with that. You can come back and pick another pile. You can listen to the whole reading all the way through. Whatever works for you is totally fine. So don't feel any pressure that you're going to pick the wrong pile. Anyway, so for today's reading, we have pile number 1, which is represented by this red rose here, and then this card as well will be associated with the reading. And then we have pile number 2, and then we have, I don't know for sure what kind of flower this is. It's just like a pink flower. We have like a bunch of fake flowers around the house, and this is just one of them that we happen to have. And then the card that is underneath this will be associated with your pile as well. And then we have this orange yellow rose, I think is what it's supposed to be. And the the card underneath it is associated with your pile as well. So I'm going to give you a minute to meditate on the piles and pick whichever one you are the most drawn to. And then you can go to the description box down below, and there will be timestamps that will take you directly to your reading for today. I just also want to pop in and say that the original intro for this video was lost in footage somewhere. I don't know for sure what happened to it, so we're re-recording it and remaking it on a different day. Nothing wrong with that. If you notice that my fingernails are like purpley colored, I promise I'm not dying or like have hypoxemia, but I was doing my husband's hair last night. I'll usually braid his hair for him, and he has this like purple tinted curl cream that I'll put in his hair while I'm braiding it, and it just like stained the crap out of my fingers last night, and I cannot get the purple color out. So that's where we are. But anyways, go ahead, pause the video, meditate on what pile is the one that you're being the most drawn to, the one that's calling to you, and then go ahead and find the timestamp below for that reading. I will see you guys there. Thanks so much for joining me today, guys. Hi there, pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. If you picked the red rose, this is your reading for today. So you also have a card that was associated with the red rose when you picked this pile. And this is the card that is associated with your pile. So we have align your life, what is not aligned or needs to change. So we'll go ahead and get into that a little bit more here in a moment, because I feel like your tarot cards that you received today are really, talking about that as well. So the messages that we got from the tarot were the King of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Swords, the Eight of Swords, the Six of Pentacles, and the Seven of Cups. It's a very interesting lineup because, we don't have any of the major arcana here, but I really feel like a lot of you guys are starting to go through an internal shift. It's also very interesting that we got a bunch of court cards here. So let's just go ahead and get into it. I really feel like your higher self is wanting to let you know that they see you right now. They see that there are a lot of opportunities or decisions being presented to you at the moment. Different things that you may be skeptical of, or you don't know for sure like what you should pursue. That's really all of the energy of the Seven of Cups. Like we really see him, there are all these different options here, and he's very hesitant about what he wants to choose. What is the best option for him? And I really feel like your higher self is wanting you to know that at this time, it's really important for you to weigh out your options. Obviously, like, we can't always know what the outcome of what we choose is going to be, but it would be best for you to get as much information as you can to help weigh and like better determine what decision is best for you. Don't make a hasty decision. It's okay to like sit there and contemplate and try and figure out what is the best decision for you currently. I feel like with the Six of Pentacles here, that this is in regard to, it could be in regard to your finances, but I feel like it's in regard to like balance and stability. I feel like maybe you've been off balance for a while. This is a specific message coming through from someone's higher self, but give me 1 second. I need a drink of water. Sorry about that. But I feel like for some of you, you've been very unbalanced for a very long time. And I feel like for some of you, it's because you're always trying to make decisions that don't hurt other people. And you've always got other people's best interest at heart. And while I think that is a very like beautiful quality, somebody that, you know, tries to weigh the pros and cons very thoroughly, like I'm getting Libra energy from this. We can't always make decisions that are going to, you know, benefit everyone. Sometimes we make decisions that don't benefit everyone involved, and that's okay. We can do our best to try and make decisions that, you know, don't hurt anyone. But what I'm really trying to say is that, like, don't prevent yourself from making certain decisions for yourself because you're worried about other people's opinions and expectations of you. I actually was watching this video earlier today where this girl was talking about how her therapist had told her that we can't put expectations onto other people. All we can really do is like set boundaries with other people. We can't expect anybody else to act a certain way or do certain things because expectations are a lot like goals and we can't set other people's goals for them, right? So like you ultimately, I feel like know what's best for you. You know, there's so much like, this is a cups card. It is a water card, and water is a lot about intuition. And I feel like you deep down know what's best for you, but you're hesitant, some of you are, to make this decision because you don't want to hurt other people. You don't want to throw things off balance. You don't want to be the one that makes things unpleasant, if that makes sense. And I feel like this has really been occupying your mind too much. I feel like you have let this almost swirl into like anxiety. You have let this take up so much space in your mind that it shouldn't be taking up. And the opinions of other people are taking up a lot of space in your mind as well. And I feel like that's why we got this card here for you, this align your life, what is not aligned or needs to change. And I really feel like your higher self is calling for you at this time to make the necessary changes, to stop worrying about what everybody else expects of you or wants from you or whatever, because this is your life and you have to live it according to what's best for you. You can't live your life for other people. And I feel like your higher self is really saying, cut out everything that doesn't fulfill you, that doesn't align with you. I'm sorry, I'm like burping. That doesn't align with you, that just doesn't suit you. Don't do things and make certain decisions because you think that will make other people happy. Screw if other people are happy. Are you happy? That's what matters. It's your life. You cannot base your decisions off of other people's happiness because no matter what, nobody is going to be 100% happy with the decisions that you make. But all that matters is that you are. We cannot spend our lives worrying about pleasing other people. I really do get like people pleaser energy. Like I said, I get Libra energy, and I'm saying that as somebody that's a Libra moon and a Libra Mercury that sometimes does things too diplomatically, okay? We can't do that all of the time. Sometimes we have to make difficult decisions and cut out people, cut out things that don't align with us. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's how we're going to get back into this state of harmony and balance. And I feel like what your higher self is saying is that, you know, maybe for some of you, this is financial because the universe wants to provide you with abundance, wants to give to you, and you are being your own block at this point in time because you're holding off making a decision that I feel like some of you know you need to make, okay? I feel like this is the energy that we're trying to move away from, and this is the energy that we're trying to move into at this point. And I feel like your higher self is telling you this is the energy that you need to call upon at this time. This is the energy that you need to move toward, okay? So again, this is all like anxiety based over here. This is, worrying about making the correct decision, worrying about other people's opinions of you, even though you know intuitively what you need to do, okay? So what I feel like your higher self is saying to you is that it's okay to set boundaries with people. It's okay to use your intuition and to be divinely guided. And it's okay to want that abundance. It's okay to, come to this point of being grounded and being in this state of, what I love about the King of Pentacles is that in this deck, it's represented by an older man who looks to be like very wise, very happy, very joyful. And I feel like your higher self is saying to you that if you want to achieve the things that you're wanting in your life, you're going to need to learn to set boundaries with other people. You can't let other people's opinions rule your life. The Queen of Swords is very intelligent and decisive, and she knows exactly who's good for her, what's good for her, and who and what are not. And she's not afraid to slice and dice those things, okay? She's not afraid to cut out people or things that don't align with her. And I feel like your higher self is really wanting you to call on that energy. I also feel like, though, your higher self is not wanting you to detach so much from your emotions. Sometimes the Queen of Swords can be very detached from her emotions and her intuition because she just, wants to cut ties with people. She wants to cut ties with things. And sometimes, she can literally be seen as like the bitch. I don't think she's a bitch. I love the Queen of Swords, but that is the way that she can be portrayed sometimes. And I feel like the Queen of Cups is coming out because your higher self is saying to you, don't detach from the emotional side of yourself. Don't downgrade your intuition and the way that you feel about things. Don't allow yourself also to, again, like if we're going into this state of balance, don't allow yourself to be ruled by one over the other. Don't allow your intuition to overrule your logic and vice versa. We need a good balance of both of these things. And sometimes when it comes to making decisions, we have that gut intuition that this is the best decision for us. And sometimes we need to go ahead and follow that, okay? It's great to be logical and sound of mind, but sometimes our intuition is a little bit better geared as to like what is actually divinely meant for us, okay? So I feel like we need both of these energies here, but I feel like the Queen of Swords is really coming out for you because your higher self wants you to set boundaries with people, wants you to cut out the things that don't align with you, and wants you to be strong about it and know that it's okay to ask people to respect your boundaries and respect the things that you want to do in your life. Again, going back to this idea that who gives a shit if, your mom or dad or sister or brother, whoever, doesn't want you to do something because they don't like the way that it sounds, they don't like the way that looks, they don't like this or that. Who freaking cares? It's not their life. They don't have to live it, okay? And I feel like what your higher self is saying to you is that you have the ability to unlock this King of Pentacles energy. It's interesting because in a lot of tarot decks, the suit of Pentacles is actually the last suit, and the King of Pentacles is like the total culmination, okay? The King of Pentacles is very balanced. He's very wise. He is somebody that people go to help make decisions. He is like, I look at him as like the entrepreneur, the investor, the individual that people go to for help, for guidance, because he's so wise and because he's so balanced and because he brings in abundance with ease and because he has the capability to provide wise advice because he's been through it all, okay? I feel like what your higher self is saying to you is we need to get through this place so we can unlock this new level of enlightenment, because the circle never stops, right? The circle continues to go around and around and around and around. We always continue to change and evolve, but to get past this situation in our life, to get past needing other people's approval and permission all of the time, we need to go ahead and allow ourselves to become the King of Pentacles, to become wise in this area and fruitful and abundant, and know that we are always standing on firm, solid ground, okay? And that as long as we are following the path that is best meant for us, as long as we are following, what lights us up and what we truly desire, we'll never be in the wrong, okay? We'll never go in the wrong direction. And again, we can't be here all of the time. We can't be at this point where we're so worried about making decisions that could affect other people, okay? So that's really what I'm seeing for you with your tarot cards here. I'm gonna take another drink of water. Bear with me. I would like to get into the oracle cards that we got for you today as well. So I went ahead and got 2 more oracle cards for you today. And this is from the same deck that this card is here, and that you received at the beginning of the reading. And this is from the Work Your Light oracle card deck from Rebecca Campbell. Very beautiful imagery. And like I said, I'm going to actually go ahead and lay these out. I'm going to lay out the other oracle cards that I got for you, and then I will look at them intuitively and see, what's speaking to me and calling out to me. But I would also like to read the book for you, because again, I don't want to miss something that may be very important. Maybe there's a message in there that somebody really needs to hear, okay? So let's get into it. So we have the Get Grounded, Empaths, Highly Sensitives, Connect with Nature. We have Council of Light, Divine Orchestration, Helpers in the Subtle Realm. Just make sure we can see those. Okay, let me move this up a bit so you can see a little bit better. That good? Yep, looks good. Okay. And then I also got some cards for you today from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck as well. And so from that deck, we got for you Here and Now. Oops. We got Chaos and Conflict. And then we also got Breathe. Okay. So these last 2 cards are really speaking to me the most right now, so I'm going to address those real quick. For the Chaos and Conflict and the Breathe card, I really feel like your higher self is, excuse me, again with the burps. I really feel like your higher self is really saying to you right now that you need to take a deep breath. You need to listen to your intuition. You need to get grounded, and for some people that looks different than others. So like you may be somebody that's really connected to nature, so I would suggest hiking or getting outdoors, even just going to the park and laying out a blanket and putting your feet in the grass can be very healing and very grounding. And for other people, that may be getting next to a body of water, because it looks like it's surrounded by water to me anyway. So for some of you, it may be connecting with a body of water. Whatever kind of helps you feel grounded into the earth, and literally can be very literal, and taking your shoes off and stepping in the grass and just letting your feet sink into the soil. It can be very healing for us to be barefoot touching the ground. So, I feel like your higher self is really saying to you, you need to take some deep breaths and you need to get grounded. And I feel like for you, that may help unlock your intuition a little bit more, so that you can, intuitively know which decisions are best for you at this time, what you need to do moving forward to make sure that, you're making the correct decision for yourself, that you're not just basing your decision off of, oh, well, I need the approval of this person, or what will people think if I choose this, or whatever. Screw what everybody thinks, okay? With chaos and conflict, I feel like this is really tying into the Eight of Swords card here. I feel like your higher self is really saying that there is a lot of internal chaos and conflict going on right now because you're so torn between what you want to do and what you think the right thing to do is, okay? And I really feel like your higher self is saying to you, do what is best for you. Don't worry. If you want this chaos and internal conflict to go away, we need to do what's best for ourselves. And it's very interesting that we got the here and now to come up now as well, because I really am getting the feeling from this card that your higher self wants you to live in the moment, to get grounded, to tap into your intuition, to take some deep breaths, and to understand that regardless whatever decision we make, the decision that we make is going to be a journey. We don't just get from here to here, from the Seven of Cups to the King of Pentacles overnight. We still have to go through so much change and evolution and transformation, and we have to take the steps and do the whole process and everything. And I feel like your higher self is saying it's all good, just live in the here and now, like have fun, enjoy yourself, as long as you are listening to what really pulls you, to what you are really wanting, like what your spirit, what your soul is really wanting, what your higher self is really wanting. You can't choose anything incorrectly, okay? So I want to go ahead and pull out the book on these cards here in particular. So let's look at these here. We've got Get Grounded. Let me find it. Oh, I may have passed it. Oh, there it is. Okay. So for Get Grounded, we have empaths, highly sensitives, connect with nature. You are being called to get grounded, to ensure that your luminous field is clear and your inner well is full. If you're not grounded, it is all too easy to get swept in other people's energies and mistake it for your own. Your boundaries will become blurred as you are absorbing the energies around you and struggling to find what is their stuff and what is yours. If you pulled this card, you are very likely an empath or a highly sensitive person and need time alone to fill up your well, balance your energy, and get grounded. There are two types of people: those who draw their energy from others and those who draw their energy from within. Reflect on which one you are and carve out time each day to ensure your well is being replenished. Being sensitive is a superpower, but like all powers, it needs to be nurtured in order to be fulfilled. It is easy to get swept up in the high frequency energies that are swirling around the planet. The quickest and most effective way of clearing all of this from your field is to ground yourself by connecting with Mother Earth. There are many ways to get grounded. One of the most powerful ones is to practice earthing by connecting to the power of Mother Earth. Spend time in nature, put your hands on trees, or walk barefoot on the earth. Literally, I love that this came out for you. Again, we already kind of touched on some of those pieces with the Get Grounded card, but I really feel like this also came out for you because your higher self knows that you're sensitive and knows that the reactions and emotions of other people really freaking affect you, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's very important to learn how to separate, your feelings and your energy and your intuition from the perceived feelings of other people, from the emotions that you're picking up on from other people. Because it's very easy when you're highly sensitive for you to be super excited about something and be excited to share it with everyone and be overjoyed, and then for you to share that with someone and then bring your mood down 100%. And then you're like, oh, well, maybe this is stupid. Maybe I shouldn't do this. Maybe they're right. Don't listen to that. Listen to your initial gut instinct about it. Listen to what initially drew you to it, okay? Listen to that intuition and allow yourself to be lit up. And if that means you don't want to, or you don't share the decision that you make with everybody right away, there's nothing wrong with that. If you need to protect yourself and protect your energy, do that. And really get out in nature and ground yourself so you can have a better sense of that intuition when it's speaking to you. Let's look at the other one here, the Council of Light. Give me 1 second to find it. There we go. Okay. We have Council of Light, Divine Orchestration, Helpers in the Subtle Realms. The Council of Light is a team of benevolent beings who are here to assist the raising of consciousness of the planet. They are here to help you achieve your soul mission and are guiding you every step of the way. However, because we live in a world where free will reigns, they cannot help you without your permission. If you would like their assistance, it is time to ask them. They can help with all kinds of requests. Nothing is too big or too small. Think of them as your personal team of helpers in the spirit realm. They are willing and ready to step in and get to work. What would you like with them? What would you like help with? What tasks would you like to delegate to them? The Council of Light is a team of ascended masters, light beings, angels, and guides devoted to the rising of Earth and all humanity. If you are a light worker, it is from them that you receive your personal mission. Like a spirit world, United Nations, they want to thank you so much for doing this work and devoting your life to uplifting the planet. Pray to them for clarity and guidance regarding your personal mission. Put in your requests and let them get to work. Okay, if you don't know about light workers, and if you don't know about, star seeds and things like that, you may want to look into it a little bit further. But what I'm really getting from this card is don't let anybody dim your light, okay? Don't let anybody take from you the joy and the happiness that you feel when you are really connected to yourself and you make decisions for yourself that you feel, are the best for you. Again, don't let other people's opinions and negative energy dim your light. You are here. I feel like your higher self is really saying that you are here to spread your light. You're here to spread your joy and your happiness and your charisma. And I'm also getting fire sign energy here because I love a good fire sign. I think fire signs are here to remind us that it's okay to be passionate and driven and to let your intuition and your passions and the things that light you up and excite you drive you and lead you through life. And I feel like fire signs in and of themselves have their own inner light to share with people, but you very well could be a light worker and you're here to share your light. You're not here to let other people dim it, okay? So that's all that I have for you guys today, pile number 1. I'm going to go ahead and leave the reading here. I feel like the other oracle cards kind of tied in with everything else pretty well, so I don't necessarily feel the need to read the booklet on those. If you guys would like me to go ahead and read the booklet in the future, leave me a comment down below. I don't mind doing it. I just don't want to make your reading any longer than it already is. But thank you so much for joining me for your reading today. I hope that this was helpful. I hope it provided some insight for you in regard to, what you should be doing and messages that your higher self wants to portray to you. So anyways, I love you guys so much. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. And please leave me a comment down below letting me know if this reading resonated with you at all. I really hope that it did. And I will see you guys in the next one. Again, thanks so much. Love you guys. Wishing you all the best. Bye. All right, hello there, pile number 2. If you chose this lovely pink flower, again, it's a fake flower, so don't ask me what it is, don't know. But if you chose this, then this is your reading for today in regards to messages from your higher self. So I'm sure that you probably remember when you picked this pink flower, there was a card that was associated with the pile as well. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at that card. As I prefaced at the beginning of this video in the introduction, the oracle cards that I'm using today are newer to me, so I would feel like best if I read from the book to get more information. Excuse me, I'm already belching. To get more information for you for your reading today. Since I'm not as well versed with these cards, I don't want to leave something out that may be very helpful for you. So anyway, we have Imrama. If I'm saying that incorrectly, my apologies. But we have Imrama, and it says here, where are you being called to journey to? I don't know how well you can see that. There we go. That's a little better. So yeah, where are you being called to journey to? Okay. So let's go ahead. I want to go ahead and pull out the book on this one because, again, I want to make sure that we're giving you the best possible reading today. So let me go ahead and pull out the book. This is the Work Your Light Oracle card deck, by the way, just in case you were wondering. Imrama. Let's see here. Sorry, y'all. Gotta find it. Give me a second. Bear with me here. Okay. What is this under? Sorry, I got distracted. My bad. Imrama. There we are. Okay. So for Imrama, where are you being called to journey? The Celtic word Imrama means a journey of the soul, a voyage on which we don't know where we are going, but our soul knows the way. If you pulled this card, you are either being called on a soul journey or are already on one. It could be to a physical, ancient place or metaphoric. When we journey to places that our soul remembers, a shift takes place, both within us and to the planet as well. You are being called to journey to a place that is sacred to your soul. Perhaps it is to journey to the world's sacred sites, or called to cross the country, climb a mountain, lie on the desert floor, or drink from an ancient well. There are places to see and old friends to meet. I see spontaneous pilgrimages in your future. If a physical voyage isn't possible, journey through the portal of your heart. Follow the invisible soul trail and be willing to explore. Maybe read a book or watch a movie about a sacred time or place, or perhaps you are being called to study an ancient lineage or body of work. Whatever your circumstances, your soul is ready to journey deep. Okay. Wow. Okay. I just want to say that if you are being called to go anywhere at all right now, I think you really need to consider going. I feel like we're called to travel to certain places for reasons. I don't believe anything is a coincidence anymore. I used to, but I truly don't anymore. And I think that what this card is essentially trying to say to you is that if there is some place that is calling to you, there's a reason. There's a reason why you need to go and why you need to fulfill that calling. Sometimes, and I don't know, if you don't believe in reincarnation, past lives, whatever, that's okay. You don't have to. But if you do, I feel like this card is especially pertinent to you because you have been here before. This is not your first lifetime here. And your soul is saying to you to go to these places to reawaken that, to understand that part of you that's still there subconsciously. There's so much information out there about reincarnation and past lives and all of that stuff, and you're free to do your own research and look into it more, but I think that these things happen for us for a reason. We're called to journey for a reason. And I think you and I are kindred spirits in a way because I have been called to travel to certain places my entire life. Ever since I was a little kid, there are places that I've been drawn to, places that I've wanted to go to and see. And I really, really do think that that's what's happening for you as well. Let's go ahead and get into your tarot cards here, and I'll touch on it a little bit more based on your tarot. So today you got the Sun, you got Justice, you got the Eight of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Magician. Lots of pentacle energy here. Let's go ahead and touch on that actually first. So the Pentacles is the suit all about the physical. It's about material things. It's about the body. It's about, there's a lot to it, okay? But it's about the material things in the world. the actual physical things in the world that we can touch, we can feel, whatever. And I feel like there's an opportunity that's going to be coming your way. And especially with the Ace of Pentacles here, because essentially this is, you know, source, God, the universe, whoever, extending something to you. And typically, you know, with the Ace of Pentacles, we're looking at financial promise, we're looking at abundance, we're looking at, I really truly think, like a physical health and satisfaction. And I feel like for some of you, maybe the reason why you haven't been able to travel is related to financial means. You know, maybe it's just not something that's ever been in your budget. It's not something you've ever been able to do. And I think that your higher self is wanting you to know that there are things that are going to be coming in for you that will allow these opportunities to manifest for you. Again, too, like you are literally, you got the Magician card. You're able to create your own reality. You're able to bring in the things that you want. You're able to manifest the things that you desire. Because that is all, like, that's what the Magician is all about. It's about, you know, learning to work in our physical body, in this physical realm, and learning how to attract and bring things into us that we desire. And so I feel like these cards are really kind of coinciding with each other by that means. You're able to attract the things that you want. And by doing so, you know, the universe will extend those things to you. And for most of you, I do feel like this is material means. This is, you know, money, wealth, abundance of some sort. And especially here with the Eight of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. Now, the Eight of Pentacles is very much so Virgo energy to me, okay? My father is a Virgo, and he is the hardest working person I've ever met in my life. My father has busted his ass to provide me and my sisters and my mother with the things that we have. And it's that put your head down and work kind of attitude, right? And it's also about, you know, learning new skills. I love how in this picture, it's very like witchy to me. And the pentacles almost look like the moon. And maybe that's what they're supposed to be, right? So for some of you, you know, you may be inclined to have like a spiritual based career. Maybe you practice witchcraft. Maybe you practice tarot. Maybe you know, it's interesting because it like even looks like she may be making things. So maybe you're just like better connecting with yourself and the moon and spirit and your spirituality and your higher self, even the divine. And you're really tapping into what your purpose here is and the things that you're supposed to be doing. And I feel like for some of you, that may be like an apprenticeship or, you know, learning how to master a skill. And I feel like that skill is going to bring you your abundance. And again, for some of you, this may be you doing tarot. This may be, you know, you could even be like, for some reason, I'm getting like making candles or like something creative is what I'm feeling from this, really. Like in this card in particular, I'm feeling something very creative. And I think that, you know, that's why the moon is being represented here, because the moon is tied with like our creativity, our intuition. So I feel like for a lot of you, this may be a creative based career, but I think that your higher self is really saying that at this point in time, it's important for you to kind of just put your head down and work. And so that you can, you know, do the things that you want to, so you can travel, so you can explore, so you can learn and grow. And I don't know you guys personally, but I really get the feeling that we are kindred spirits in the sense that like we want to learn, to explore, to grow, and like allow our minds to grow and change and be affected or like be influenced or even, you know, gain the knowledge of other people and other cultures and other parts of the world. And I really get that sense from a lot of you that that is what you're wanting. I feel like the thing about the Eight of Pentacles, it is a very difficult energy, especially if you have kind of burnt yourself out on other things, because I totally understand that. I think that the Eight of Pentacles here, though, is saying to like really do something creative that you want to do, that draws you in. I really, like, for some reason, I get very creative, like, energy and vibes here, and I feel like it is something creative that you're supposed to be doing. For some of you, it may not be, and that's okay, but essentially, like, I think that your higher self is wanting you to work right now so that you can get to this Queen of Pentacles energy. The Queen of Pentacles is somebody that is financially stable. She is somebody that is nourished and nourishes others. Excuse me. She's somebody that can properly balance all of the areas of her life. And she's somebody to me that, like, is very highly connected to nature and is very grounded and is very loving and forgiving and kind. And I think that the thing about the Queen of Pentacles is she understands what it took to get here. You know, she understands all of the hard work, and she appreciates her past self for getting her to where she needs to be. And I think that for a lot of you, that your higher self is telling you to buckle down, to work, to, you know, kind of throw yourself into something, throw yourself into one of your passions so that you can get to this place of financial stability. Because what I'm seeing really here with Justice is that everything's going to balance out in your favor. And, you know, the thing about, even with, like, the Magician is it's so important to, like, think about the things that we want and to manifest the things that we want into our life. But there is a level of action that has to happen with these things too. That's what I truly believe, that, you know, if we want to live an abundant life, if we want to have the financial means to get us where we want to be, we have to be willing to buckle down and work a little bit. We have to be willing to take actionable steps towards those dreams and desires and goals. And when we put our energy towards something, the universe then is able to reward us and give us back for our hard work that we've put into something. Nothing can be accomplished without working for it a little bit, you know? Like, I'd love to say that I believed that with manifestation, you could call in, you know, a brand new Mercedes, BMW or whatever, but I don't necessarily believe that. I believe that you can try and ask for those, or that you can ask for those things from the universe, and the universe will give them to you, but you also have to be a little bit open to the way that the divine kind of works for you, and the way that the universe, like, takes and puts things into your life, and presents you with opportunities, so that you can take advantage, and then you can have those things, right? So I really think that, personally for me, that manifestation is more about the opportunities that the universe will present to us based off of our goals, based off of the things that we want, right? So I think that you're a powerful manifester, and I think you have the ability and the discipline to get where you want to be. I really, like I said, with Justice, see everything kind of evening out for us, things balancing out for us. The hard work and dedication that we put into, you know, this goal that we have for ourselves, this ability to travel, this ability to see the world, the hard work and dedication we put into that, that we will get the financial means or gains out of it that we want, right? I literally saw a video the other day where a girl was talking about how it's not always best to manifest or ask for money. Sometimes it's better to ask for, you know, things that will bring that to us, right? To not manifest for the means, but to, you know, manifest the way to get there. So, you know, again, like she presented the example of, I try to manifest, you know, having high paying clients to work with, you know, people that value my time and my energy and that are willing to pay me accordingly for it. Because then, you know, you've got your abundance there, you've got the money that you're wanting and you're seeking and you're asking for. Again, you know, it's just the universe's way of presenting it to you. So I think that for you, it's important to focus on your end goals. It's important to, you know, take the opportunities that are presented to you and to understand that while we may have to put hard work in, while we may have to throw ourselves into something and be dedicated, that those things will balance out for us. And with the sun being here, I really feel like this is going to give you your opportunity to shine. This is going to allow you to do the things that you want to do, that light your soul on fire. And I really truly hope that for a lot of you, it's a creative path that you're wanting to choose and do that lights you up anyway and excites you and makes you happy to do what you do every day, right? Because I don't think any of us should do anything that we don't like to do. But regardless, sometimes it's about finding something that we can tolerate even, to provide us the means to do the things that really light us up and excite us about life. And I think that for a lot of you, that may be the case, that, if your career isn't what lights you up, the traveling, the discovery, the self-discovery, and the discovery of other people and the way that they live and the way that they work and the way that they, just exist, will be very beneficial for you. I could ramble all day about your tarot cards, so I'm going to go ahead and move on to our oracle cards. I'm going to lay all of them out for you, and then we'll go ahead and take a look at the book for those readings as well, okay? I'm going to, look at them and tell you what intuitive messages and hits I'm getting from them. But again, I want to make sure that you get all of the messages that you're needing today, okay? So with the Work Your Light Oracle, we also got the Crumbling. What are you clinging on to? And we got Pleiades, Double Mission, Channeling and Uplifting Humanity. The Crumbling, what are you clinging on to? Okay, so we got these two cards here. I'm gonna go ahead and move this up just a smidge. I'm gonna move this guy out of the way. Okay, perfect. All right, and then I also got some cards for you from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck. And we got Treasure Island, we got Building Blocks, and we got Orphaned. Okay, very interesting cards for today, y'all. So let's go ahead and look at, kind of what's drawing my eye initially. So I really think that the Treasure Island and the Building Blocks have to do with what we already kind of discussed here. Sorry, you guys, my cat is trying to get in here. So anyway, with the Building Blocks, I feel like this is your higher self really saying to you that, you're going to have to take the time and put the effort into what you want, right? Like I was talking about literally just a minute ago with us having to, we can try and manifest everything that we want and all of our desires, but we do have to be willing to put some work and time into what we want. We have to take the opportunities that the universe gives to us. And so I feel like what is being said here for you is that, this is the building block of what you're needing. These opportunities that are going to be presented to you are going to be what you need to get you where you want to go. I feel like Treasure Island is coming up here for us, because again, I do see that you are going to come into a level of abundance, that you're going to be able to bring in that financial security that you're wanting so that you can travel and you can explore and you can do all of the things that your heart is calling for you to do, okay? I want to go ahead and read the book for Orphaned because I'm interested in that card in particular here, okay? So let's look at, what number is that? 5, okay. Let's see. 4. Okay. Orphaned. Essential meanings: a sense of loss, an identity crisis, recognizing that you don't fit in, the need to belong, uncertainty about your place. We were all meant to have connections with other people within our families, society, and the larger culture. No man is an island, and it's important to recognize when being a part of rather than separate from is essential to your well-being. The issue at hand is the need to find where you fit. Be true to your core truths and values. Perhaps you no longer identify with a group or community the way you did before and need to find a new situation. You might be feeling a deep sense of loss or confusion. Address the need for belonging and know that you will find your place with others of like mind and spirit. It's okay to let go of pressure to fit in. Not everyone will understand you. It's time to move on. Okay, I'm just gonna say, I really feel like this is coming out to tie in with these two cards. So I'm gonna read you the message here about Pleiades, but if you're not familiar with Pleiades or the Pleiadians, it is, behind me, or it goes with the idea of star seeds. I would urge you to kind of look into the Pleiadians and Pleiades, but I get this sense that maybe you've never really felt quite like you belong for some of you, and it may be because you're a star seed. It may be because you've never had an incarnation here on earth. It may be because your soul family isn't here with you in this lifetime, and you have a hard time connecting with other people. And that may be where this strong drive to travel and go see other places is coming from, because while I personally believe that we can have had incarnations here on earth and maybe not reincarnated in quite some time, but that we could at our core be a Pleiadian or be a starseed or whatever, I also think that maybe you're wanting to connect with civilizations and people away from you because you don't feel like you belong. Maybe you have spent a lot of your life feeling out of place. And especially if you live here in the US, I personally live here in the US, and I think the US can be, very filled with negative, I don't know how to describe it, negative, karmic tide energy. And maybe for some of you, you've always kind of wanted to escape that. Maybe you don't really relate to the American population in the way that here I feel like we are so self-involved that maybe that isn't something that really resonates with you. And so you're wanting to see the way the rest of the world is for you to really know, who do I fit in with best? Where are my people? And also you may have come here as a starseed, as a Pleiadian, and you're trying to connect with other Pleiadians. And your soul family, the people that have reincarnated with you for lifetimes, they are, in a completely different part of the world, and maybe internally deep down your soul knows that, and that's why you're wanting to travel and explore. Let's go ahead, and I actually want to read the Treasure Island card as well here and see if we can get any more messages on that for you. Sorry, my cat is being very persistent that I let her in, so if you hear meowing in the background, it's her. I'll let her in a moment when we're done. So for Treasure Island, we have the law of attraction, bringing dreams into fruition, the results of positive thinking, made manifest abundance, appearing as if from nowhere, financial gains, and the sharing of good fortune. You've worked hard and acted upon your unwavering belief in abundance, and suddenly, in the midst of it all, you hit the jackpot. You have uncovered the map to buried treasure and tapped the unlimited potential within you. What you must hone now is your ability to recognize when X marks the spot, because some of these golden opportunities may be obvious, but others may not be so readily apparent. Trust your intuition to light your way now as you enter this truly prosperous phase where all the long, hard work navigating your inner life is now paying off externally. In all aspects of your life at this time, you have good fortune. Don't forget to enjoy it and share it with others, as treasure shared multiplies like magic. So yeah, we kind of talked about that and touched on that already, especially with this having to tie into abundance and the Magician card, but I'm hoping that maybe you got some additional messages from that card as well. Let's go ahead, since we're reading anyway, we'll read the building blocks card too. In 28, let's see. Okay. So for 28, we have strong foundations, a beautiful work in progress, the building blocks. You have everything you need to cultivate an extraordinary life. This is a time when your focus needs to be on the foundations you build upon. Your work, your relationships, and your very being are underwritten by your values, ethics, morals, and core beliefs. Are they still true for you? Will they stand the test of time and serve as the solid grounding upon which you construct your life? Now you are making changes that will affect everything in a positive way. Your destiny is truly a remarkable and beautiful design. Wow. I'm just like kind of in awe with how much your message is really tying in, like even with your tarot cards. Like I really love to see that. I love the synchronicity of it all, because again, you know, we talked about you really needing to focus on those building blocks, on your career, on, you know, this skill or whatever it is, like your creative pursuits that you need to like hone in and develop, so that then you can bring in this abundance and, you know, have this level of prosperity that you deserve. But a lot of the times we do have to kind of put our head down and work. So let's go ahead and read these cards here. I'm sorry if it's getting a little dark. I am losing daylight a little bit here, so I'm going to try and get through these two pretty quickly here. So again, we have the crumbling. What are you clinging on to? So let's find that one and we'll read that card for you. There we go. The crumbling. What are you clinging on to? There is a shift happening right now where anything inauthentic can no longer survive. Relationships, jobs, social structures, anything built on shaky ground is destined to tumble down. It's happening to bring you back home to who you truly are, both individually and to society as a whole, so you can live a life that is in alignment with who you truly are. When you're in the thick of it, it can feel like a personal attack from the universe. Have faith, because the difficult times will be your defining moments. You will be reborn in the fire. You're being called to surrender, to stop trying to hold it all together, to loosen your grip, to let the crumbling occur. It may be difficult at first, but in the end, the sooner you let go, the sooner the rebirthing will occur. What are you trying to hold together? What are you doing your best to avoid? How are you trying to pretend everything is okay? You have what it takes to allow what is falling away to tumble and fall. Once the tower has crumbled, you will be able to rebuild your home on solid ground with mighty foundations and a view that is so magnificent that it will take your breath away each new morn. Kali, the goddess of destruction, and the Black Madonna are with you now. Lay it all on their altar. They can hold it all. Wow. So I think that for some of you, you know, this card is coming out because perhaps you have been at a loss with your career. You've been at a loss with, you know, your destiny, with where you're supposed to belong, again, like tying into the orphaned card here. And for some of you, I'm getting the sense that perhaps you lost your career. You lost, you know, your sense of stability, even your sense of financial income. And, you know, this is you manifesting the absolute best for yourself. And also, you know, the universe working in your favor. Again, I don't believe that the universe takes anything away from us that isn't meant to be taken away. And it kind of ties into what I was talking about earlier about how when we're asking for certain things and we are trying to manifest certain things into our lives, sometimes other things have to fall away in order for these opportunities to present themselves and for things to fall into place for us the way that they're supposed to, okay? So let's go ahead and read your last card here, the Pleiades, double mission. So let me bring that card up. Sorry guys, it's probably way back here. Okay. We're gonna get there. All right, sorry. I should have like marked these, but I actually didn't look at them at all before we started the reading here, because I knew I was gonna go ahead and where is it? Is that the, yep, very back, of course. Okay, so we have Pleiades, double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. The Pleiadians are a group of star beings dedicated to raising the vibration of the planet and sharing new consciousness through creations and technology. They have been incarnating on Earth since near the beginning of humanity. You are a soul who has a double mission, to grow at soul level and to raise the vibration of the planet. If you have been called to write, speak, or channel, this is your sign to keep doing it. Your work is divinely guided. Of all of the souls, Pleiadians are the chattiest. And so perhaps you have already started channeling some of this work into the third dimension. Thank you for doing your part in the great plan. Your presence and unique light is needed. Wow. I really love that that card came out for you. And I really, again, feel like it ties into the orphaned and the initial card that we got about, you know, what is it called again? Sorry, Imrama. I think that ultimately, like, you traveling and exploring is like a part of your soul mission. You're supposed to learn and grow and evolve and be able to spread your light to everyone else. And sometimes, you know, that's, I feel like, how our mission can call us, our soul mission can call us, is to travel so that we can spread our light to as many people as possible. And yeah, I hope that I don't want to go too much more into it, because I think the book did a really good job of explaining that. But if you're interested, you know, take a look at Pleiadians and star seeds, and you'll be able to learn a little bit more from, you know, doing your own research as well. But I don't want to make this reading a whole lot longer than it already is. If you made it to the end here, thank you so much for joining me for your reading today. I hope that it provided you some clarity and some insight, and, you know, gave you some good messages from your higher self, because that was what I was wanting to do for you today. So anyway, if you enjoyed this reading, please leave me a comment down below letting me know that it resonated for you. Give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I try to put out new pick a card readings every week. I love you guys so much, and I think that your soul is truly beautiful and your mission here is truly beautiful, and I'm wishing you all the best. So thank you so much. Have a good one. Bye. Hi there, pile number 3. If you picked this lovely orange and yellow rose, I think is what it's supposed to be. Again, these are like fake flowers that we just kind of have as decoration around our house. Then this is your reading from your higher self for today. So I'm sure that you recognize that there is a card that was associated with this rose, and we'll get into that in a minute. I just want to preface this video by saying this is the second time I've tried to start it. My cat and my dog are both in the room with me today. So I'm sorry if you're hearing a lot of disruption in the background. I'm hoping we'll be able to get through it without them trying to kill each other. I don't know what's going on today. So my apologies. But anyways, the card that you had was this lovely card here that came with your rose. And for today, we got play for you. We got have fun, celebrate, don't be so serious. And I really love that this card came out, especially because you also got the 4 of Wands here. But I love that this card came out because I feel like your higher self is really wanting to get across to you that maybe for quite some time, you know, things have been very serious, very difficult, very hard. And I feel like your higher self is trying to tell you that, you know, those things are going to come and those things are going to go. But like at the end of the day, we are a soul having a human experience, and we have to enjoy the ride. We have to enjoy our time here, and we have to learn as much as we possibly can. But like, I personally don't think that life should be taken so freaking seriously all of the time. I think there's a time and a place, and I think that, you know, based on what's going on in your life, you may need to be more serious than at other times, but like, we don't need to be serious all of the time, right? It's okay to like let your hair down and have fun and laugh and just like enjoy the moment. So I really think that your higher self is wanting you to enjoy the moment more and enjoy the experience that you're getting while you're here. So I just also want to preface this reading by saying that when I was laying out your tarot cards that I received for you today from your higher self, I like started to just become like overwhelmed with emotions. I like got goosebumps. I was like on the verge of crying, and I may cry when I'm explaining these things to you guys. So I just really wanted to kind of express that so that you know, because I'm gonna be honest with you, I feel like I can relate to this pile myself like very well. And so yeah, let's just go ahead, we'll get into it. We have Temperance for you, we have the Tower, we have the 4 of Wands, the Page of Cups, the Four of Pentacles, and the Eight of Cups. And I want to start here because these are the cards that I thought it was really interesting that they both came out. So for me personally, the Tower is very much so, it's like a card that's very much so related to death. I see them very interchangeably. And while they both have like slightly different meanings, for me, the Tower is all about bringing to light things that may be hidden, bringing to light a situation that may have not been what you thought it was, or ideologies that may have not been what you thought they were. And it's very much so, gives me like Saturn return vibes, again, Scorpio death rebirth vibes. And as somebody that is a Scorpio with a Scorpio stellium and a Scorpio north node, that is a very Scorpio heavy person, I very much so vibe with this idea of the death card and with the Tower. And I know it's not everyone's favorite card, but I feel like it gets a really bad rap because what it really is about is transformation. It's about us realizing that these ideologies that we've had, I usually like to look at it more of like the ideas that you have about a certain situation or a certain goal or whatever aren't situated on solid ground, right? And so just like the structure of a tower, when an earthquake happens or if it's hit by lightning or whatever, it will come crumbling down if it's not built on a solid foundation. And it is very much so like transformational energy, because while the Tower is crumbling down, we almost have this moment of enlightenment where we recognize or we realize what the problem was. And, I feel like there's this inclination with the Tower to want to keep things the way they are, right? You may be somebody that doesn't like the idea of change, that doesn't like the idea of things coming crumbling down and having to be faced with change. But the only thing that is constant in life is change. And so I find it very fitting that this card came out as well as Temperance, because typically Temperance does follow the Death card in the tarot, in the major arcana. But it's just so interesting to me because I'm really seeing this Tower moment as being a turning point for you. And I often think of the Death card as like an ego death. I feel like we have all of these ideologies, we have this subconscious mind that kind of prevents us or holds us back from doing the things that we want to accomplish. And our ego as well, like our ego telling us, which is, I believe, also wrapped up in the subconscious mind and our ideas, telling us, oh, that's stupid, you'd never be able to do that. Why would you do that? If you fail, you're going to look like a fool. And I see it very much so for you here as it being an ego death for you. I don't know if you're somebody that's into spirituality. I don't know. I mean, I assume you are if you're watching this video. I don't know if you're somebody that, is kind of going through a spiritual awakening currently, but I feel like we go through multiple spiritual awakenings. And I feel like personally for me, the ego death doesn't happen necessarily right away. I feel like it's multiple like deaths over and over again. And for some people, if it happens for you right away, cool, that's great. For me, it personally hasn't. I feel like my ego is slowly being killed off over time, if that makes sense. And so for you, I am seeing that you are having like this enlightenment, this spiritual enlightenment. And Temperance is all about balance, moderation, being able to like transmute energies. But Temperance is also connected to Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is actually a very spiritual sign. I don't think Sagittarius gets enough credit for being as spiritual and wise as it is, right? And it's funny because you got this, you could have heavy Sag energy, I don't know, but when you get this card too that's like, you know, don't take everything so seriously, Sagittarius is one of those signs that doesn't take things seriously in the best way. Sometimes, sorry, my cat is like trying to get up here and I'm like shoving her off. Sometimes we need that Sag energy to remind us that like, it's okay to just like have fun. It's okay to just like laugh and you know, I don't know, like not take everything so seriously. But at the same time, Sagittarius is so interesting because Sagittarius, it's like they know exactly what's going on, right? They're very like spiritually inclined, but at the same time, they're just like, I mean, you know, whatever. Like none of it really matters. I'm just like here vibing, you know, living my best life, doing the best that I can. And I feel like that is like the ultimate beauty behind Sagittarius, right? Because they like bring things into them without even really like trying, because they're so open to the changes that can happen to them throughout their lifetime and the things that can be brought into them by the universe. And I really get the feeling that like you're waking up to that. You're waking up to this level of spiritual enlightenment. And I feel like that is the case for a lot of you. I feel like also for some of you, with the Eight of Cups being here, there may be a situation that you have outgrown and that you are trying to walk away from. The Eight of Cups to me is very much so, I've had it explained to me in a couple of different ways when I was first studying tarot. And one thing that I took away is that the Eight of Cups, with it being like an 8 and a stable number, it's a very stagnant feeling with the water, right? And essentially, you know, we've got this individual here who is walking away from the water and from the cup. And to me, it's really signifying that you have overcome a situation emotionally, something that you were very heavily connected to. And you recognize that at this time, it's the right time for you to walk away from the situation. And that could essentially be why the why the Tower is here for you too, because there's a situation that you've outgrown or that you've come to a big realization about. And you know that the best thing for you to do at this point in time is to walk away from this situation. I really feel like it's so funny, like how everything just kind of lines up sometimes, because I consider myself to be like an ever-evolving student of the tarot. I don't think that anyone can ever know everything about anything, right? And it's so funny that the Four of Pentacles came up, because the way that I'm seeing this card is that you are now focusing on protecting yourself, because the Pentacles can also be very much so about our body, like our physical vessel. And, you know, she's clenching this purse, this coin purse, very tightly to her. And while the Four of Pentacles can be read with like about it being like miserly, or, you know, you holding on too tightly to something, I'm getting the feeling that perhaps, you know, this situation has taught you that it's okay to be protective of yourself, that it's okay to set up boundaries with other people, and it's okay to, how do I want to word this? It's okay to keep yourself closed off, but it's also important to remember that there needs to be a balance with that, right? We can't close ourselves off so much from the world, from other people, that we miss out on things and that we miss out on opportunities. And when we disconnect from humanity, I really truly believe that we disconnect exponentially from the divine, because no matter how much, you know, I'm one of those people too that'll sit there and be like, God, people are the worst, blah, blah, blah. No matter how much we think that, other people are very crucial to us here. Like if we could learn and do it all by ourselves, then I don't think that there would be a purpose for there to be this many people on the planet, right? And I'm really getting the sense that you're learning this. You're learning that it's okay to guard yourself and to, you know, not necessarily like let everybody into a situation, but also to like know that it's okay to still rely on people and like not completely cut yourself off from everyone and everything. Some of you may have been like deeply hurt by other people in your lives as well. And, you know, that could have been your tower moment, is realizing that these relationships weren't as strong as we once thought they were. And, you know, that it's okay to protect yourself. It's okay to, you know, keep some things to yourself and protect your physical vessel. You know, with the Four of Wands coming up here, I feel like what this is saying is that good times will come back to you. I feel like this has been a very, very difficult time for you. And I feel like your higher self is wanting you to know that these lessons are ultimately going to be very valuable to your development and to you progressing through this lifetime. And this is a lesson that you really did have to learn. Unfortunately, it's something that you had to learn so that you can carry it with you in the future, and that you kind of know how to better respond and build back better for the future. And I think that, especially with the Four of Wands coming out too, this can speak about our home life and, you know, stability within the home life as well. And so to me, it's almost like it's saying you will build back better. You will have things to celebrate, and you will be able to play and enjoy life again. And I feel like also this situation with the Page of Cups coming up, this card is very interesting to me in this deck, in that I feel like this individual is a very creative thinker. There's somebody that often thinks outside of the box. And, you know, while some people may say that they walk around with their head, with their, what is the saying, with their feet over their head, that's not the right saying. I think you guys probably know what I mean, but it's almost like the same kind of saying as like the head in the clouds, right? And I feel like this is going to give you like a new perspective on things and almost make you more of like a creative problem solver, to really be able to sit there and, you know, think things out from a creative, intuitive, emotional standpoint. Because this was such an emotional point in your life. I really do. I feel so much emotion. Like I said, I wanted to cry when I was putting these cards out. And they were like happy tears, though. They weren't like sad tears. And so I get the feeling that for some of you, you may be coming out of like the worst of it, especially with the Four of Wands here, and like your higher self wanting you to like play and enjoy life again. And I feel like for some of you too, I'm getting the message that, you know, this is a time too where you can really learn to value like the important relationships that you have in your life, because you may have lost, you know, a relationship within this, whether it be romantic, platonic, whatever, and to really like celebrate and appreciate the people that are still here for you and the people that are still in your life. And, you know, to even romanticize your situation a little bit more. And like, it's okay to think outside the box a little bit and to, you know, be a creative problem solver and to be guided by your emotions, by your heart, by your intuition. But yeah, it's just like very interesting. And, you know, like even the ideology of pigs flying too. It's like, you know, people always want to say, you know, well, that'll happen when pigs fly. And you're like, well, I'm going to make it happen. It'll happen for me. Because you just have like this card to me has always been very much so like Pisces energy. And Pisces people are very connected to the divine and connected to their spiritual side. And so I feel like that ties in very well to Temperance as well. But anyway, I think I could babble on all day about your tarot cards. So let's go ahead and get into the rest of the cards that we got for you today, the Oracle cards. I want to preface again and like remind you guys that these decks are newer to me. And so I think I'm going to go ahead and just read all of these cards from the book. Because I want to make sure that you get all of the messages that you're meant to get today from your higher self, okay? So these first two cards are also from the Work Your Light Oracle deck. And I'm really like falling in love with this deck. I wish that I would have purchased it a lot sooner. But anyway, let's look and see what else we got for you today. So we have Pillar of Light. Your vibration is rising. You are the Oracle. It's a very beautiful card. Let me go ahead and move this up just a little bit more so we are able to fit everything in frame. I'm gonna move this over. Okay. And then we also have for you Break the Chain, Ancestral Patterns, Healing, Rewriting the Future. I think that that is a very poignant card for today. Wow. We'll get into that here in a minute too. I'm just trying to figure out how I'm gonna space these out here. Make sure you can still see everything. We'll go ahead and move up a little bit more. Just wanna make sure we're able to get everything in angle for you guys. Okay. All right, I'm gonna stop messing with them. Okay, and then we also have from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck, we have some cards for you as well. We got the Fates. We got Chaos and Conflict. Funny how that comes out. I think pile 1 also got that card too. I'm doing this reading, your reading on a separate day from the first two. And I believe they also got that card. And then we also got Unfinished Symphony for you. So let's go ahead. I wanna just say, like, before we get into it, I feel like this was like a very much so like spiritual based, you know, awakening for you in a way. And I feel like a lot of you are here to break these generational curses or cycles in your family. And as somebody else that I believe that's why I'm here too, I know that that is so freaking difficult. That is so freaking hard. And I just really feel like it may be beneficial for some of you to really connect to your ancestors and connect to the divine and, you know, get a better understanding for what your purpose in this lifetime is. But I think that for some of you, one of your purposes is to break the cycle, break the chain, break the generational curses, break the generational trauma. I really get the feeling with the Pillar of Light that you are literally ascending, and like that's why I feel like this is so spiritual based, and that's why Temperance came out. And I feel like a lot of you are light workers, and you're here to shed light onto these situations and these problems that don't have a good foundation, that are built on nothing. And you could also be somebody that has issues with authority and being told, well, this is the way it has to be. And you're somebody that likes to ask questions like, well, why? Why does it have to be that way? Just because we've always done it that way doesn't mean it's the right way, right? And I really do. I feel like with these cards, like the chaos and conflict is really tying into what we've discussed with the Tower and with the Eight of Cups, or this kind of being this like inner turmoil and this inner, and some of it can be external, and that's why we're getting the chaos and the conflict. But I feel like for a lot of you, it is like inner turmoil and trying to come to terms with a situation that has happened, and, you know, really being able to shed light onto where the foundational cracks were in your tower, in your metaphorical tower. And I feel like this was a fated situation for you. I feel like some things, you know, we can control, and I do feel like we have free will being here on this planet, but I really do feel like some things are fated to happen for us. Some things have to happen for us so that we can learn from them moving forward, and we can do things differently moving forward. And I really do think that a lot of the things that are difficult that happen to us, unfortunately, they are fated to happen. And whether we knew that coming into this life or not, I feel like sometimes they just freaking happen, right? And, you know, with Unfinished Symphony, I'm again, like, your story isn't done. You know, everything is cyclical. Everything goes in a cycle. And this may not even be like your last ego death or whatever, or your last spiritual awakening. Everything happens in a cycle for us, and everything, you know, repeats itself over and over again. Nature repeats itself. We go through winter, we go through spring, we go through summer, we go through fall, over and over and over again. And again, like, we can choose to learn and grow from the situations that happen, or we can choose to stay stuck in the depression and the sadness that accompanies it. And there's nothing wrong with feeling your feelings. I'm going to tell you 1,000 times to feel those feelings. But at some point, we have to work through them too. And, you know, for some of you, that may be like going and seeing a therapist and really trying to work your shit out, because sometimes that's what we need to do. We need professional help, and there's nothing wrong with that. Before I continue to babble on more, I'm going to go ahead and get into the meanings of these cards in the book. Give me 1 second. And then we'll close out the reading, because I'm sure this one's already really long. And I don't want to take up like all of your time. So, for the Pillar of Light card, let's look that one up. Pillar of Light. No, there's probably like a table of contents. Yeah, girl, there is. Okay, let's see. Pillar of Light, Pillar of Light. Well, I am just struggling. Where is it? Am I crazy? There it is, 102. Sorry, y'all. Like I said, this is a new deck to me, and these are new cards. So, okay. For Pillar of Light, your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. You are heaven and earth in perfect expression, a conduit for the light of the heavens to the earth. You are the rainbow bridge. Take time to meditate. Imagine yourself as a pillar of light, connecting the light of the heavens above with the earth. As the light shines through each of your chakras, you activate the rainbow bridge that many ancient scriptures speak about, raising your vibration and the vibration of the planet, linking the higher realms of the cosmos, guides, angels, and spirit with the ancient wisdom keepers and beings of planet Earth. They dance together through you. They sing together through you. Without your body, voice, and creations, neither can be expressed. For too long, we've been taught that God is outside of us, giving away our power to angels and spirit guides. But without you, they do not have a voice. You are the oracle. Do not look for guidance outside, for you hold all of the wisdom of the entire universe in the portal of your heart and every cell of your body. Do not see the angels and guides as above you, for without you, they have no way of communicating. You are the oracle. You are the rainbow bridge. You are the pillar of light. I love that. That's so beautiful. And I really feel like this ties in well to temperance, because, you know, it's like we're bringing these energies together of the sun and the moon, of heaven and earth, of the angels. And, you know, again, I feel like that's why the Page of Cups came out for you here too, is that it's okay to like listen to yourself and trust your intuition on like your ideas and the things that you want to do for your life moving forward. We don't have to rely on, I feel like you're somebody that's like very gut intuition based, as am I. And it's okay to like listen and tune into yourself, because it's true. You know what's best for you. You have the answers inside you. Like, your soul came here with a mission and came here to do certain things and has a certain purpose, and it's always trying to let us know what that purpose is, even if like we don't want to hear it or we think that we're wrong. I don't believe that anything you do in your lifetime is the wrong thing for you. Okay, I feel like if it was put on your heart, it was a message from your soul to why can't I find the word, to try it out, to do it, you know, to experience it. Let's go ahead and look at Break the Chain. I'm sorry, you guys, I feel like this reading is going to be super freaking long. So, you know, I hope that you make it to the end, and I hope that you're able to like get something out of these additional messages, because again, like, I'm on the verge of crying, because I think that this is such a beautiful reading, and I really, really love this. Okay. So, and again, like, I think that your higher self is really wanting you to know with this card that you have all of the answers inside you. Your higher self is always guiding you and like wants the best for you, and, you know, knows what you need to accomplish and is always trying to put you on that path. Okay, so for Break the Chain, ancestral patterns, healing, rewriting the future, you are being called to heal your family line or free yourself from living the life of your ancestors. This could mean letting go of an old pattern of your maternal or paternal line, healing trauma from the past that is not even yours, or observing old ways of being that no longer serve you. We carry emotional trauma in our luminous field for up to 7 generations back. This is why family patterns can be the hardest to break. Often they are not even ours to begin with, but we do not know another way of being, and so we continue playing out the drama. The thing to notice when ancestral healing comes up is that you cannot heal another person, but your own healing can cause another person to choose to heal. Energy is freed up. You are being guided now to look at your life and decide how you want it to be. What ways of being or patterns are you ready to free yourself from? What part of your future do you want to rewrite? Now is the time to shake them off and dream a new future into being. Dude, that's so freaking beautiful. I really feel like that card came out for a lot of you because you are the cycle breaker, but also like it ties in so beautifully to this Tower moment of you breaking the chain, of you realizing the trauma and the issues with the other people in your family and choosing to not experience those things. And maybe for some point in your life you kind of just shrugged them off and you let them be, but now I feel like you are awakening and you're coming to this realization that you don't have to live like that. You don't have to do those things. You've outgrown those situations emotionally and you're ready to move on and move forward. And if you haven't seen a therapist yet, I really think that therapy would be super helpful for you because there are so many layers to this healing. And I would just encourage you to look into therapy if you aren't currently in therapy already, because I feel like your therapist will be able to help you work through even more of the subconscious level that you don't necessarily realize as part of your ancestral patterns. Okay. Let's go ahead and get into the last 3 cards here. So we'll start with Unfinished Symphony, which is number 10. Let's see here. I like that these ones are numbered because they're easier for me to find. Let's see here. Okay, number 10. Essential meanings: unfinished business, an incomplete lesson, lack of closure, the need to make amends. This is a time to tie up loose ends as you're near the completion of a cycle or project and mastery of a lesson or skill. Before you can move forward, it's important that you come to terms with where you are now. Practical, radical acceptance. Take inventory so that emotional and psychological closure can occur, and the answers you seek will be found. You can't move forward if you are leaving things unfinished. Reflect on what has passed so that the symphony can finally end on a high note. Dude, you can't make this shit up. I love when there's so much synchronicity in a reading. Again, I think that's literally what I touched on when I was talking about this unfinished symphony. But I feel like that's why the 4 of Wands came out for you as well. And it's like you're coming to the end, or you're learning from this Tower moment, and you're going to be able to use what you've learned moving forward. But it's also like very important to, again, like not hold on to things so tightly. For some of you, this 4 of Pentacle card may also represent like you holding on to the baggage of your emotions and you holding on too tightly. And like we kind of talked about earlier, it's okay to like feel those emotions and be upset, but it's not okay to like let them fester and hang on to them forever. At some point we have to move on and we have to move past that so we can continue to grow and learn and evolve. Okay, let's look up number 17, the fates. 17. Essential meanings: fate, karma, acceptance that there are things you cannot change, and knowing what those things are. The Serenity Prayer sums up the meaning of this card. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. There are things in life you will never have control over. The conditions brought on by the evolution of the collective, by nature, and by your past experiences may be fated, preordained by spirit for a greater purpose you cannot understand in this lifetime. It may not be in your cards to understand why certain events occurred, but you can accept the mystery and work with what those events and your current circumstances have to teach you. This is the wisdom contained in the Serenity Prayer. Yep, I'm going to let that one speak for itself because, again, I feel like we've touched on that a lot. And that's another beautiful message, to just be able to understand that some things, like tower moments, are out of our control and they're there to teach us a lesson. And it can be very difficult for us to accept that. But sometimes, you know, in order for us to move on, we have to accept that we don't have control over every single thing that happens in our life. Some things are fated and destined to be for us to learn from them. And then finally, we have number 33, chaos and conflict. Essential meanings: disarray, being at cross purposes with another, the tension of opposites, the value of chaos before order. Opposing forces come together to create a turbulent atmosphere, but consider the value of chaos that serves you well. As you become unmoored by it, scattered to the winds, you leave behind the parts of yourself you no longer need and disperse seeds to reinvent yourself anew. Although the conflict appears to exist externally, its essence is also internal, projected outward and causing disarray. You may find yourself at cross purposes with someone else, facing a storm you feel like you can't control, yet every storm passes and chaos leads to a reordering of things. Conflict provides a way to see more than one side of a situation. Look upon this as just a moment in time when you may need to take shelter and step away from the fray. Don't be too eager to fight. This is a time to understand rather than to be understood. Wow. I'm going to let that one speak for itself as well. Again, you know, I feel like it really ties into the fate card as well, that we can't control everything that happens. And sometimes we just have to try and survive the storm, try and survive the crumbling. And it's very important for us to try to, what do I want to say? For us to try to come to terms with that. And, you know, at the end of chaos and conflict is celebration, is cheer, is abundance, is, you know, us learning from the situation. And I don't want to, you know, ruin that message too much because we're getting toward the end of the reading. But I do want to leave it there for you guys. I really hope that you got something out of this message today. And I really hope that it spoke to you in one way or another, in multiple ways. I hope that it touched you. I really am wishing all of the best for you guys. I know how difficult these transformative moments can be, but just know that they're so crucial to your development and they're so crucial to your life and, you know, for your soul to grow and evolve and learn. And anyway, you guys, I'm wishing you all the best. I hope that you get to your Four of Wands moment sooner rather than later if you aren't there already. I love you guys so much. If you enjoyed this reading, please leave me a comment down below, give this video a thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I put out new pick a card readings every week, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.